And welcome back, everyone, to part 12 of What If Naruto Was a Full Uzumaki with the Adamantine Chains. Last time, they successfully brought back Tsunade while also basically eviscerating Kabuto and Kimimaro and really putting Orochimaru in a bit of a tough spot. And so Sasuke, well, yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, Sasuke was saved before the Tsukuyomi here, but Kakashi is still, Kakashi is woken up. So let's actually focus quickly on the Orochimaru side of things. Now, as some people kind of brought up, and I think I brought up at the very end of the video, Kabuto can still stay around because Orochimaru has Edo Tensei. He can just bring Kabuto back to aid him in his, just aid him. And as long as he doesn't release the jutsu, Edo Tensei is basically a forever kind of thing. So now you have an undead version of Kabuto. Now, some people did bring up the fact that this makes Kabuto less dangerous, but I disagree with that. He has infinite refilling chakra. He has infinite regeneration, unless, sealing jutsu or whatever that counters the Edo Tensei, which is far and few between. Unless, say, you're Uzumaki, or just someone with a lot of seals. And he still has all the techniques he normally has. The only thing he doesn't have, really, is his healing ability, and he already has a better version of that, courtesy of the Edo Tensei. So, really, I would argue this is a stronger version of Kabuto because of that. Technically speaking, the Edo Tensei just makes you a stronger version of yourself because you can't die. Not by conventional means, anyway. So he would use someone to resurrect Kabuto. My lord, it seems, so you brought me back. Yes, Kabuto. Unfortunately, I apologize for her dying. No, I should be more upset, but none of us were able to anticipate the Uzumaki boy's jutsu. Seems he really is quite dangerous. So and so the Silent Four also go, and with Kimimaro dead, they're just like, wow, they killed Kimimaro. Okay, it's like, Lord Orochimaru, what plans do you have? Should we go after Sasuke? No, Sasuke will be left alone for now. My time to change bodies grows near, and there's not enough been between Kushina Uzumaki and Tsunade being in the village. It would not bode well for us to make the attempt at Sasuke right now. Besides, there's other ways to there's other things we can do given enough time. And so Orochimaru and Kabuto, first off, Orochimaru would take the body he takes in the original series. But beyond that, they would probably spend a lot of time working, kind of as Kabuto did, to integrate the DNA he had on call into Orochimaru. Now, eventually, Orochimaru would then change bodies again, but that's Shippuden era Orochimaru. We're not dealing with that right now. Also, that's not to say more attempts on Sasuke might not be made. It's more that if he were to make another attempt on Sasuke, I keep saying he, technically Orochimaru is the they, them, because Orochimaru has taken multiple bodies. But again, Orochimaru presents usually as male, so I'm going to call him he. He'd probably do what he did originally and wait a little bit, like wait till his time is nearing to switch another body. Because again, it wasn't Orochimaru's original plan to train Sasuke, honestly, and he barely did, to be fair. Just keep him as weak as possible. And Sasuke said, no, I'm going to get strong as possible. I'm going to train on my own, thank you very much. So he'd probably have to wait in terms of putting the curse mark on Sasuke. Now, granted, you could make the argument Sasuke is at his weakest now. So if he gets a chance to do it again, like if Sasuke goes out on a mission or something, that might be advantageous to do, and that's certainly possible. But but because of Orochimaru's interest in Sasuke, Kushina and a lot of everyone else in the village probably wouldn't let Sasuke go out on his own. In fact, they'd probably make sure even if he becomes a Jonin, he's out with a team just for backup purposes. And like I said, even though Sasuke's at his weakest, it still wouldn't be guaranteed that he'd be able to get the curse mark on him. More than anything else, Orochimaru probably would probably focus on like the earliest parts of Shippuden or the time skip to try to get the curse mark on him, because he's trying to get to that point where, okay, it'll be a quick swap of his body, all that. Which actually, which I'm guessing would be the explanation of why he didn't, why he waited when he did. Because if you really look at the time frame for where Orochimaru showed up in Konoha to when he swapped out for Sasuke's body, I mean, month between the Chunin exams and the finals, or the Force of Death and the finals. Naruto's gone for a couple months at most. It's only like 3 or 4 months, roughly speaking, in between them. So yeah, Orochimaru was more or less getting ready to change bodies. That's what it was. Now, again, the argument made, well, no, he swapped bodies because he needed to get his arms back, which he never actually, he can't mold chakra with his arms, is what he can do. And he still has jutsu he can use. Figure that out. But point being, clearly, because he's got a 3-year, window in each one, Orochimaru was clearly reaching his point of needing a new body, and that's where he went when he went after Sasuke. Because realistically, if Orochimaru really, really wanted to, if he was keeping tabs on, say, like the village with Kabuto and Sasuke, he would have probably tried to go after Sasuke during the freaking the Zabuza mission. Not Hidden Mist. Village in the Waves. That's it. Village in the Waves. He would have maybe made an attempt then, because that would have been the perfect time to do it. But overall, again, I'm spitballing on that. There's no guarantee he knew where Sasuke was or has actually been keeping tabs on Sasuke. He's only just heard of Sasuke. As far as, but still, regardless, again, time frame wise, it makes sense. Anywho, so that's what Orochimaru was doing. So by the time Shippuden rolls around and he's reaching near the end of his time to be swapping bodies, which begs, doing the math on that real quick, gone for about 3 years. Yeah, technically speaking, is Naruto gone 3 years or 2.5 years? If I remember correctly, it's 2.5. How long was the time skip? Hold on. How long was the Naruto time skip? Was it? I think for some reason I keep saying 3, but it's actually 2.5 years, which completely tracks. That completely tracks with the time frame. Anyway, so after we now move over to the Konoha side of things, Kushina, everyone hears about what happened. Is it great? Was it you fought Orochimaru? Kushina watches over Naruto as his arm is healing up still. And she's just kind of like, I'm so proud of you. The fact you were able to do something like that is so impressive at your age. Your father would be so proud. It's like, thanks, Mom. It's like, well, and that said, honey, you want to do something like that again, I'll kill you. Do you understand me? And Twitch Kushina kind of, sorry. I know, I have to understand, as the Hokage, I know I'm going to have to send you on missions I don't want to send you on. But as your mother, I swear to God, if you don't come back to me, I'll never forgive you. It's like, Mom. I'm sure like some other people are there, just they're all laughing. But this gets to the point Naruto's arms healed up. Sasuke is still free, and doesn't have the curse mark. He's all good. And it now raises a question of where we go from here. Well, we have the time skip coming, and Jiraiya even says, "Don't worry, Kushina." As you know, Naruto is so you're going to be taking him, I assume. Don't worry, he's going to be in good hands. I've got plans for Naruto, no doubt about it. Honestly, I might even have some suggestions for you. Oh, you have suggestions for me? Is that right? Don't worry, nothing to do with sealing. I know even I can't match you on that. But that said, by the way, by all accounts, you'd think Kushina would probably know that if Kushina lived, you'd have to assume Minato would have shared the Toad Summoning contract with her. You'd have to assume that. But we'll put a pin on that for right now. And say, anyway, I'll give the kid a couple days. Make sure he's able to say his goodbyes, and he goes and tells Naruto this, like, don't worry, we're not leaving for a couple more days. So go hang out, see your friends. Spend time with your friends. It's gonna be a little while before you see him. And so Naruto's kind of walking around, hanging out with Sasuke. He's like, you're gonna get this training with Jiraiya? Oh man, you're so lucky. Well, what are you gonna do? I'm not exactly sure. Don't worry about that. There's Kakashi Sensei. I imagine Team 7, like, Sakura and Sasuke and Naruto like an Ichiraku eating, and Kakashi pops in. Hey, hope you mind. Can I join you? So, don't worry, Sasuke. And he's eating. Don't worry, Sasuke. I've got my own plans for you. So he's like, well, after all, I'm the only one in the village who has a Sharingan capable of helping you out with your training. That's right. You really think you can? Really think we can get this done? Or I really think you can make me strong enough to take on Tachi? I make no guarantees, Sasuke, but I promise you, I'm going to teach you as much as I can, as quickly as I can. We definitely have some time. And so, awesome. And Naruto, saying hi, bye to his friends. And of course, among his friends, Hinata. Now, Hinata was still in bad way, health wise, because of like what the beating Neji gave her. But she, at this point in the series, I think she was good. In fact, I believe she's shown training with Neji at the end of this arc before Naruto leaves. I think Naruto probably, goes up to the Hyuga clan and is like, introduce yourself. Oh, Naruto-san. Hi, Ko. Ko was actually Naruto, his not babysitter, protector, personal guard, more or less. It's like, hey, Ko. It's like, oh, Uzumaki-san. Are you here to see Lady Hinata? I was like, yeah, that's right. Hey, by the way, how's Neji doing? He seems to be doing a lot better. Yes, apparently him and Lord Hiashi had a conversation. Or had a very important conversation I wasn't privy to, but he seems to have changed since last time you saw him. He seems to be a bit more optimistic. Really? Well, that's wonderful. I was like, anyway, I'll let Lord Hiashi know you're here. Hiashi hears this. Like, oh, who's Naruto? It's good to see you. May I ask why you're here to visit Hinata? I assume. It's like, yeah, man. Does everyone here? Everyone here know about? Not know about that. That's not the right word. That implies he's already dating Hinata, which he's not. Is everyone here read minds or something? Well, the Byakugan sees all, Naruto, even the good intentions and the ill intentions. Which he actually just cracked a little bit. So, of course, then again, I know someone of the Uzumaki clan was being all completely honorable. Right, honorable. What does he think he's going to do? Try to hit on Hinata or something? To which she kind of blushes on that. It's like, I mean, not that I wouldn't want to. I mean, his brain kind of starts to melt. It's like, why am I getting like this all of a sudden? Then he remembers the time before the exams, and she hugged him, and he's like, I kind of like that hug was nice. He's like, what? She's an old friend of mine. What's going? And he sees Hinata and Neji training. Hey, everyone's like, Naruto-san. And I was like, come on, you can just call me Naruto. Naruto-kun. It's like, yeah, well, hey, Hinata, what's going on? I just was walking around saying, I thought I'd visit. Your co was nice enough to let me in. Your dad seems about the same, because I'm sure they've met before. Kushina and him probably have at least a decent relationship. She doesn't approve of the Hyuga methods, but they've got a relationship with each other. Being clan heads and all that, particularly the Uzumaki being partially royalty in the Leaf as well. It's like, Neji, good to see you. Looks like you've recovered. I have. Thank you, Naruto. It's good to see you again. Good to see you too. It looks like you're not rusting us. No. Next time we meet in combat, I guarantee you, I will become. It will not be the same match as last time. I look forward to it, but don't think you're the only one who's getting stronger. And they both kind of like give a smirk and like a. It's like, oh, hey, Hinata. Sorry, Hinata. It's fine. Did you want to talk about something? And I was like, no. I mean, I just kind of wanted to hang out, but I mean, there's something I wanted to let you guys know about. And he explains that you're gonna be gone for 2.5 years. Yeah, but it's for the best. I mean, with the Katsuki going around, like guys like Itachi, Kasami going around, and Orochimaru out there, I can't get rest on my laurels. I got to get stronger, and I'm gonna be training with Jiraiya. A one-on-one training with this with a Sanin. I can't argue with that. I was like, I'm gonna. Oh well, I wish you the best. Naruto, hey, well, I hope you're not gonna slouch or relaxed just because I'm gone, To which Hinata actually goes, what? Never, no. I'm gonna get stronger too, Naruto. Just you wait. It's like, right on. And then it kind of gets a little awkward, and it's like, I'm gonna miss you, Hinata. And she blushes. And even then she's like, really? So there is something between them. I'm gonna miss you too, Naruto. Into which, and then again, just kind of Haku's like, and then just, it's like, he kind of like gets an agra, but he gives out. She's like, he's hugging me. He's hugging me. Because you remember she hugged him last time. And I was like, it's like, and she's like, and they both kind of like, I was like, and again, they get the kind of like the little heart that first love heart flutter, man. If you were a teenager, you know what I'm talking about. If you are a teenager and you haven't experienced that yet, give it some time. but it's like it's that first like real attraction heart flutter. It's like and it's like that's a nice like well I guess I guess I should get going. We're gonna be leaving tomorrow. No, I said a couple of days is like near the end of the day, last day. And it turns and he looks down and they actually realize they're like really not like super close, like that close, but like a good few inches apart from each other because Naruto's really not that much taller than Hinata here, maybe a few inches. So they're like, oh, and then and they're actually can kind of feel themselves reach, and then they realize, and then Neji just kind of like, I actually can see Neji not doing it on purpose, like he's just wondering like, what's going to happen, and then just shoot, and he realizes, crap, I screwed that up, but he's kind of laughing at it too. I could see that happening, or I could see him being like, Naruto, not that I. And they realize, not that I'm against anything that could be going on here, but I would say you might need my uncle's approval before anything. I was like, I don't. Well, I'll see you. Hinata. Bye. It's like, just almost beat red at this point. Like, why don't we get you a cool towel, Lady Hinata? It's like, and so ultimately, they go off. Naruto. No, and Team 7 says goodbye. I think a couple of his friends, like Shikamaru's there, Choji's there. And honestly, I do think in this version, Neji and Hinata see him off too. It's like, and I can see Lee seeing him off. I can see that too. Because Lee would have to be fixed up by Tsunade as well. So they're saying goodbyes. And like, goodbye. It's like everyone. And to which Hinata basically works up as much energy. Naruto! It's like, huh? And then she goes, gives him a kiss on the cheek. Good luck. And it's like, I get strong. It's like, Naruto just goes, it's like, well, how about that? The kid scored himself the Hyuga Princess. Oh, I've got so much to teach you, my young pupil. And Naruto just kind of like has this dopey girl, like, you bet! And like, Hina's doing everything she can to not faint, but the fact that Naruto enjoyed it means, and Kiss means she's able to kind of keep herself there. Keep herself in check. And so they head out for 2.5 years. Now, let's just get this over. In 2.5 years, what happened? Oh, well, first off, also, I should note, Kushina, I think, does make him a Chunin, and they do kind of bring up the little nepotism there. Like you're doing it because he's your son, Kushina. No, I'm doing it because not at all. And if you want proof, why don't you talk to the third about that? Indeed, no. Everyone who were rating him had the highest praise of Naruto's actions, including myself. He was able to keep himself level-headed enough during that fight, and showed great practicality with his skills, including fighting an opponent who could counter many of his own techniques. Not to mention the maturity that his mother, Lady Hokage, has instilled in him. I do believe he'd make an excellent Chunin leader. And so he was granted, to which I think Kushina even maybe sees him as Naruto, Naruto, I believe it's for you, son. That's right. You were given the rank of Chunin. It's like, and Naruto kind of puts it on. It's like, whoa. And she smiles. You better be careful out there. Otherwise, you're never going to see Joe. Otherwise, you'll never make it to Jonin. It's like, you better believe I will. I think Tsunade also sees him off too. Now, Tsunade probably spends a lot of time, helping out in the hospital. I think she also is catching up with Kushina. She's very happy to see Kushina actually finally made her dream come true. And they're probably sharing about like a cup of sake at some point. It's like, that boy of yours really is something, Kushina. Takes after his father. There's a lot of Minato in there, particularly that spiky hair.
but there's also a lot of your heart in there too, girl. That boy's your kid through and through, and I wouldn't be if he was my kid. I wouldn't be. I'd be couldn't be prouder. So what about you, Lady Tsunade? I know you said your stay here wouldn't be permanent. Well, being back in the village is a little nostalgia to say the least, both good and bad. She kind of like gets a little misty-eyed, but so I think I'll stick around at least to with this hospital back in shape. And by the way, this would probably be around the time Sakura, who has genjutsu capabilities and has Earth Chakra, but she's still by and far the weakest member of Team Seven. Um, who after some time where Sasuke's gone, Sakura just feels kind of alone, and she realizes she needs to be able to help. Goes to Tsunade and asks, "I would like to train under you, Lady Tsunade." I was like, "Are you sure about this?" I need to see, and she sees the result. Now, again, in the original, she saw how badly messed up Naruto was, and she wanted to be able to heal him. Here, I think it's more. Sorry, I thought I heard a car pulling. I think it's more that she views it as an avenue to help them, especially Naruto and especially Sasuke. Naruto at least has a bit of a healing factor to help him out, and to help against Orochimaru as well. She needs to be able to support them in ways that they don't have at their capacity, and healing jutsu will be right up her alley. So, okay, how strong is everyone by the time we get to the end of the time skip? Let's actually start with Sakura. She'd probably still expand her repertoire of Earth Ninjutsu. And in fact, combining it with the super strength that Tsunade would teach her would mean she can do some really cool stuff. For example, there's the Rock Fist technique. I always call it Crater Fist, cooler name. And even Onoiki can make a fist like that big and punch someone with it. Now you get someone with super strength, and essentially you could make that thing, in theory, 10 times larger and still wield it and grapple with it. That's a cool idea, which I just realized I'm going to give to her because that's a really cool idea. Mud wall. She can probably do something like quicksand, but also her genjutsu probably has improved as well. She probably also keeps studying on that. Maybe asking Kurenai for help here or there. She has more advanced, just more potent forms of it now. And of course, she's probably as skilled or almost as skilled as she is in medical ninjutsu, like she was in the original. I'd say almost as skilled because she did have to deviate some of her time to training with Earth Style and Genjutsu as well. So 90% is good, which means I'd still say she'd be able to save Kabuto. Sasuke. Sasuke would have pretty much minus the curse mark, every jutsu he had during after the time skip based on the Chidori. He'd have Kirin because we know he developed that on his own, the Chidori variants as well. Kakashi has instilled as many jutsus as he knew from had into Sasuke. He's also probably enlisted Guy for physical training with Sasuke to really get his physical strength up to par. Because if Sasuke could match weightless Lee's speed, at least for short times, it exhausted him in just 2 weeks. Give him years of training like them. Oh, now you have a freaking monster. Not to mention his Sharingan's got a full 3 Tomai in there. He's probably now become more adept at casting Genjutsu with his Sharingan. Unfortunately, he does not have his Mangekyo, but we'll see about if that gets there or not. Kushina. I want to talk about Kushina real quick because by part 2, I think Kushina does have a full Tail Beast mode because, again, she has the Yang part of Kurama, the more reasonable form of Kurama. And so it's still taken her years to do it. At first, it was kind of trying to subjugate the chakra, but then eventually she kind of developed a repertoire with him, just as Naruto would develop with Yin Kurama. And so she does have her own Tail Beast cloak now by the end of it. Add on the fact, I fully believe she would actually train in with Sage mode. Now, I think because of her training, having to be the Hokage and doing it off and on, I think it would be difficult for her. It would take a lot longer, and I think she actually gets a more imperfect version of it. This is just due to the fact she has to split her time between being a Hokage and being and training with the Sage mode. And training with the Kurama the best she can. She also almost certainly has shadow clones as well to help her with this. But it's kind of like when Naruto first accessed the Sage mode effectively. It was imperfect, but he just had frog-like features. That was it. The warts, all that. I think Kushina has a little bit of that as well. Whereas Naruto, spoilers obviously, but we're already here and it's not really spoilers.
Yeah, he's got Sage Mode. I think Jiraiya, knowing Kushina's alive, first and foremost, he's not going to be wasting Naruto's time here. Now, in terms of the second element for Naruto to learn with their Sengun, because I brought that up, I've always thought his second element is probably going to be water, but there's an argument to be made it could be fire thanks to Kurama. I could see him actually adding two elements on there, water and fire, as well as creating the Rasen variants of them, the Rasen Inferno, I believe I created, which is kind of like a supernova or an imploding sun or exploding sun kind of Rasengan. And I can't remember, the Rasen Pool, which I believe I described as a whirlpool Rasengan. Again, it's been a while since I rewatched my video on that. You'll have to correct me if I got that wrong. But so that would be the first thing. Obviously, Sage Mode. Naruto would again be working harder and harder on seals. Honestly, he's probably just as good as Jiraiya. And Jiraiya's been given, extra knowledge thanks to the Uzumaki seal arts from Kushina. But with his adamantine chains, he's probably better than Jiraiya, honestly, and arguably almost as good as his mom. His mom is probably still better, but he's right near there. But last bit, the bit that we do need to really focus on is Kurama. And how strong could he have subjugated Kurama? Could he have gotten that first tail beast chakra mode? And that's difficult because the only way he could have effectively done that is because, again, Naruto was starting to wear down, and I think Naruto is starting to wear down Kurama during the time step in terms of befriending him, but really, he had to subjugate Kurama and take the chakra. The only way to do that is to undo the seal. And so I don't think without Kushina being there, that they can get Naruto there. I think, though, thanks to his, seal knowledge, being able to kind of control and input, output, all that, I think he is able to at least control the Three Tails form about as well as he can control his base Kurama chakra. He's still enraged, he's still got enhanced emotions, but he can control it. But again, when he accidentally, say, opened went to like QB mode, four-tail mode, it's not something that he was able to control effectively. So Jiraiya, luckily Jiraiya has better seals on him, so I think he still gets injured heavily, but he's not almost killed by Naruto. He gets a nice scar though. So yeah, I'd still say he's probably stuck at three tail. It's just because of the nature. If Naruto's not befriending Kurama at all, or has not befriended Kurama straight up, there's no real avenue for him to just actually have to have that form. But I think Jiraiya would probably most likely pass the key off to Kushina afterwards. In fact, technically speaking, it's probably Kushina who has the key, gave it to Jiraiya, and then he would give it back to Kushina afterwards. So Naruto still has a fully controlled three-tail cloak. He just can't go beyond that right now, which is still way better than where he was in the original. Which doesn't make him anywhere near as strong as Kushina outright, although, to be honest, he probably has more chakra. That's actually a good question. Naruto has huge amounts of chakra. Now, we also know that Kurama's chakra is continuously and gradually siphoning into Naruto's chakra system to give him more chakra. But even so, do you think Naruto's natural chakra pool was larger than Kushina's? Obviously, Minato was not an Uzumaki, so we don't know how large his chakra reserves were, but we assume they were pretty large. And we know most Uzumakis have chakra reserves that can actually rival tail beasts, hence why they're able to subjugate them. I don't know. Do you think his chakra reserves are larger than Kushina's? He can't use the adamantine chains and cannon, so who knows? Now, I think one other thing is he maybe accesses one of the other techniques, either the Kaguya's Mind's Eye, I can't think, or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. But like the sensory technique. I think that's probably the more likely one. Even though he maybe has somewhat of a healing move with his bite, by sucking the life force on him, like Karin does, I don't think anyone's ever tested it. So I think he maybe develops that thanks to the extrasensory perception that Kurama's adding for him. So ultimately, I'm
So ultimately, I'm going to say, yeah, he maybe develops the Kagura's mind as well. So, with that being said, we catch up to where Shippuden starts off. It's like, I'm back, Konoha! He's probably got, honestly, no joke, he probably looks like his dad, but he's wearing his sage cloak. He looks like he's got the flak jacket under there, he's got his sage cloak, which would frankly be a badass image for Naruto. With the red hair, oh man, you want to talk about, like all the ladies just be like, oh, Naruto! Like he's got his own little thing. Ino and Hinata are like, no, I love him. No, I love him. And they're not like that. But with that being said, and obviously Sakura sees, hey, Sakura, awesome. Okay, boss, check it out. Come on, bro. Come on, you gotta do better stuff better than that. Now, Naruto's not going to do his new perfect ninjutsu or anything like that. In fact, if anything, he's probably more going to be saying, I guess, like, for example, I could show you some really cool stuff at some point. And obviously, they do the bell test to test it all out, and test each other. Kakashi, Guy are probably there. Maybe even Tsunade, to be honest. Because Jiraiya's be like, oh, I already know what's going to be happening here. I can also see Jiraiya also finally attaining a perfect sage mode because Naruto kind of is showing him up. So, and he kind of, because come on, why not? So, yeah, that's where we're going to end it. Gaara would still become the Kazekage, and we basically will be catching up with them trying to go and rescue Gaara. Now, I do believe, by the way, Sakura will be a Chunin. Sasuke would be a Jonin. It's like, beat you, G. It's like, you son of a... but that's where we're going to leave it for right now. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And I'll see you for the next one. Later.